camera glare. So, um, a little bit about myself. My name's James. I live in Fresno, California. Um, and this is just a little bit about me, about my background, things like that. Just because I need to get it off my chest. Okay, that's good. Anyways, I was born in the year 1980. Yes, that means I'm 37 years old. Yeah. Anyways, um, so, where do I begin? Well, let's start back with as far back as I can remember. Um, I was born on my dad's birthday. Um, his 20th birthday. Yeah, I was the 20th birthday present, I guess you could say. Um, my parents got divorced when I was very young. I think I was 6 months old when they got divorced. And I can't remember too well because, you know, baby. Anyways, um, some names will be changed in this video so to not potentially get sued or have me called some nasty things, which might happen anyways. Anyways, um, my mom raised me and my two sisters, which, by the way, me and my sisters don't have the same dads. Just throwing that out there, just in case you're wondering. You know, how it's possible that there's three kids and after parents got divorced when I was 6 months old. By the way, I'm the oldest and the only boy. Anyways, moving on. I grew up abused. I was beaten a lot, and I'm not gonna say I didn't deserve to get punished for things I did, because I'm not gonna lie and say I was the greatest kid in the world, because I wasn't. I was a bad kid. Like 11 to 20 different schools and elementary. That's not saying high school or anything like that. That's just elementary. So, anyways, my mom lived with a guy. We'll call him Gus for the sake of this video, because there again, I don't want him to sue me. I don't want you to Google him and try to figure out who the hell he is, because he's going to play an important part in the story too. So, anyways, my mom was dating this guy named Gus, who's dumb as dumb as rocks. And he would watch me because he didn't work. My mom's working, she's a hard worker, I can say that about her. Mean temper. Anyways, let's start with the Gus stuff. Just kind of get it out there. He would babysit me. He lived with his mother when he wasn't staying with my mom. And his mom and their family were not great people. Like the Manson family looks a little bit nicer than these guys, and that's not saying much. Yeah. Um, they would do all kinds of horrible things to me. They'd tie me up and let their own kids beat me up. Hot sauce on your tongue till it burns because you have back talked, or I use cuss words because because like a sailor, and I kind of picked up on that. Then of course there's Gus himself, who would do things like, I don't know, hold me underwater and try to drown me. Yeah, because that's the thing. And of course, this all didn't, quote, really happen. I made it all up. That plays an important part. We'll come back to that later. Uh, so, growing up, my mom and him would, and this Gus guy would get into fights all the time because he'd do something stupid, and my mom, or he'd try to put his hands on my mom, which not a good idea to try to put your hands on a woman, especially my mom, because my mom's not very tall, but she could still whip the shit out of somebody if she has to. And she wasn't afraid to use an equalizer in the form of a Louisville Slugger aluminum baseball bat. Hmm, that's always fun to fall asleep to, isn't it? Fall asleep to, you son of a bitch, and ding! And upside the head, fine, fine, fine. This guy's really stupid. I'll give you a good example of how stupid this Gus guy is. And this really happened. Really happened. We were living out in the country in a small town called Lindsay. If you're here in the Central Valley, you know where that is. Or you've at least heard of it. So, if you're not sure, Google it. Anyways, he called the sheriff department because he saw what he thought was a giant rat. It was really a possum, but he's so stupid. I know some of you are thinking, how stupid is he? Okay, he called the sheriff department. He called the sheriff department saying he found a 6-foot rat. Let that sink in for a second. And the sheriff department basically told him, I don't know what you're smoking, but if you catch this said rat, uh, call us back. We'll come pick it up and take a picture because this has got to be some bullshit. That's just some of the example of how stupid the guy is. What else? What else? What else? What else can I say? We moved a lot because my mom had a habit of not following. Sometimes skip payments and leave shit. So we lost a lot in moves. Um, we lived in Lindsay for a while with a guy named, we'll call him Johnny, for the sake of this. Because, we're not using real names. Johnny was a truck driver. My mom got a house with him. They rented the house with him out in Lindsay. Seemed like a nice guy. um, we, the three, or five, well, I don't remember exactly how many there were, but one of my uncles, Johnny, my mom, my two sisters, we'll call Anna and Nicole for the sake of this, um, got into a Yugo. Yes, I said that right. A Yugo. Those economic Yugoslavian piece of crap cars that, well, they're just a piece of crap. They're kind of, they're like they're as shitty as a fucking Pinto. We took one of these from California to Missouri. Oh boy. Uh, Hell of a road trip along the way. We end up moving in there with Johnny's brother, which I don't remember his name, so I'm not even going to try, because I'd have to make it up anyways, but Johnny's brother and my aunt by marriage. I'm not going to say her name either, because, you know. Anyways, we get back to Missouri. Horrible place. I would never want to live in Missouri, and people, if you're from Missouri and you're watching this, I'm sorry. You could, they call it the show me state. Yeah, I agree. It's a show me state. Show me the fucking exit, because I hated it. Because we lived in Tornado Alley, which not so fun. Yeah. So we were out there for a year. I'm not gonna go into details on the Missouri year because I don't really remember because it sucked so bad I forgot all about it. Cool when the mind can do that. So, anyways, we moved back to California. Well, I decided that my best bet, and my grandmother who I love my grandmother. Love her to death. Decided to let me stay with her. You know, and Lindsay. It's awesome. They got in trouble, but not as much. Um, I ended up moving back in with my mom. And not because me and my grandmother didn't get along, but it's more like me and my grandfather. Because my grandfather was, I'll say, a colorful guy. Kind of grouchy, very, kind of racist. Kind of. If you're watching this and you're related to me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Uh, so we didn't get along, and so I ended up talking to my mom, and I go, "Hey, mom, can I come back and live with you?" So I did. Came back and lived with my mom. She was living in Fresno at the time, I think. Yeah, Fresno. It's one of her friends. We ended up getting a place together. You know, all of us. It's okay. You know, my mom had the habit of. She says it was hard discipline. That's well, I'll tell you about that. Her idea of disciplining me was beating the shit out of me, and I'm not saying she didn't do it for no reason. And no, she again, I was a bad kid, so there was reason. Was it excessive? Oh, you bet. My mom's one of these people. She believed in she's equal opportunity, or she's one of these people that she she uses whatever's near her and you know will help. So I get out of line, belt, shoes, uh, spatulas, spoons, basically whatever was handy at the time. Because you know I'm starting to get older. You know, her spanking me only hurts her hand and doesn't really hurt me too much. So my mom wanted to make sure that I learned my lesson. This went on for years. I kind of became like the babysitter slash servant. And I know this will probably get disputed a lot. You know, if you ask my mom, which I'm not going to tell her name because for legal reasons and because, quite frankly, I just don't want to. So this went on for years. Yeah, I didn't say anything to anybody because I'm a liar, anyways, and you know, I didn't talk for a long time. You know, it's really quiet, meek, mild. That was me. Had a lot of mental problems and seen a therapist since I was, I'll say, 10, 11 years old. Uh, so we've moved on a lot growing up. Where can I go from there? We moved into a place in Sanger. It was small. That's putting it mildly. It was the size of a little bit bigger than a shack, but not much because it had one bedroom, a bathroom, a laundry room, and a kitchen. Oh, and a small living room. That's all we had. Dirt road in a town called Sanger. During this time, my mom meets this guy. Um, he sold, and he was a one-man drug operation, I guess. He sold drugs. Yeah, because it's a good guy right there. Um, He was actually in jail when they got married. Which should tell you something right there. So we're living in Sanger. My sisters are living with their dad. Um, well, they're living with Gus. Um, my mom was working nights in fast food restaurants, or yeah, I think it's fast food restaurants at this time. I was going to school. I pretty much could do whatever the hell I wanted because I get up in the morning, I get mom a cup of coffee, before I go, and then I'm out the door. Go to school if I wanted to, if I didn't ditch. Come home, and I had the house to myself. My mom was gone off to work by then. I basically did whatever the hell I wanted. It's pretty good. I met some great people in Sanger. I loved Sanger. Hated to leave. Um, by this time, I started shoplifting. Got caught. Almost got caught once. Did get caught the second time. And I'm going to tell you about that story. I got caught stealing condoms. No, I did not stutter. I did not mispronounce that. I stole condoms. I stole 2 boxes of condoms and I got caught. At the time, and I'll tell the reason why I stole the condoms. At the time, I'm a teenager, and my stepbrother, who was a ladies' man for being younger than I was, and so he said he was going to hook me up with one of his female friends. Now, mind you, I'm really stupid when it comes to women at the time and sex and things like that. Very dumb. So I figured, there's a good chance I might get laid. So we didn't have money because if we did, we wouldn't be living in this shit shack that we're living in. So I decided that I'm gonna go down to I think it's St. Martin or Long Scrubs. I don't even remember what the hell it was now, but I went down to the store and I stole not 1 box, the huge box of condoms. I stole 2 because I was really expecting to get lucky. Again, very stupid. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. Very stupid. So, I get caught. I get arrested. That's kind of a common theme you'll see in this video. My mom's not home; she's at work, so they can't release me. Um, I call my mom's best friend. Um, they were able to release me to her. Um, so it's about, I'll say 10, 11 o'clock at night before I finally get out of there, out of the police department, the police station. I'm at my mom's best friend's house, and I know I'm in trouble. I mean, obviously I'm in trouble. So my mom's best friend told my mom what happened. My mom, you know, thinks, oh God, now we gotta talk about sex. No, 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 no. So I get caught. I didn't get my ass whooped for that, luckily, because my mom's best friend, who saved me many a times, kind of, kind of explained it to my mom and calmed her down, diffused her, because if she hadn't, I probably would have been black and blue from my feet up to my head, kind of, sort of, more likely. Mom has a bad temper. Bad temper. That plays a part. That plays a part too in my life. So I get arrested. I'm on probation. I do everything I'm supposed to do on probation. I get off probation. We move. We decided to move from Sanger to Fresno. My mom's married to this guy who's gone most of the time because he's been in prison. Of course, he married somebody in jail. You can kind of expect that. So, we moved to this not so great neighborhood in Fresno. And by not so great, that's kind of minimizing it. Um, our first week in this apartment complex, we have the Fresno Police Department and full SWAT gear come through and raid our apartment complex. Oh joy! Uh, you know it's a bad neighborhood when you have crackheads knocking on the door when the SWAT department are doing their sweeps because they tell you go inside your house, do not come out. If you come out, you will be arrested because you're interfering with our with our sweeps. So you get crackheads knocking on the door. Let me in. I'll pay you money if you let me in. Shit really happened. So, living in this bad neighborhood, I started high school. I know I probably skipped a lot, but these are just some things that, I felt were relevant. It's my story I can tell anyway. I damn well please. Um, so I'm in high school. I'm making friends, sort of. My mom's still working nights, so I'm watching my sisters, Anna and Nicole. Anna, my youngest sister, really easy, didn't, wasn't a pain in the ass. Now, my older sister, Nicole, she was a big pain in the ass. And my mom's only rule for my sisters was do your homework, and, if you want to, you can hang out with your friends until it gets dark. When it gets dark, you have to come home. Okay? Pretty easy. You're supposed to do homework, you're supposed to do a little housework, keep the house clean. I was supposed to do the dishes. Make sure my sisters stay out of trouble. And they did for the most part, except for my sister, except for the oldest one. She wasn't worth a shit. How many times I carried her home because she didn't want to listen. Um, so this went on for a while. It got to the point where my mom would beat my ass for things I didn't even do. My sisters were supposed to clean the room and clean the bathroom. I think it was. I was supposed to do the dishes and clean the house. Simple, right? My sisters didn't do their part, so I'd get my ass whooped for them. And I don't mean like a spanking or hey a smack. No, I meant my mom would like full on just beat the shit out of me. Like I was in a fight and I was gonna lose because she beat the fuck out of me. This went on for years. I also developed a point of not sleeping. It's going to high school and I was only getting maybe an hour, maybe two a night because I stayed up and cleaned. And I wasn't. And by the time I got done cleaning or doing whatever else I had to do around the house, I wasn't tired. So I'd stay up late. I'd watch old TV shows, listen to old radio shows, go to sleep, say at 4:30, get up at 6 because I gotta get myself ready for school. The girls got ready for school. Have to make mom a cup of coffee before I go because just gotta get started too. So this went on for I don't know how long it went on for, but it went on for quite some time. Well, I'm in high school. I started getting in trouble. I started doing stupid shit. And by stupid shit, I mean things like I ended up meeting a group of guys who were not such good people. I learned later, we would ditch school and we broke into an abandoned house. Well, it was one of those things of they broke in, I was the lookout, and we did some shenanigans, things that we weren't supposed to do. So, one day, because I used to walk, my routine was I'd go over to pick up my one friend, and we walked to school together. So I go to my friend's house. Now, mind you, I don't know what happened the night before. The night before, I guess my two friends decided to go back to this place that I was lookout of while they were destroying it. They get caught. You know, not so good. So I have no idea what the hell's going on. So I come over, and one of my friends like, "Hi." I'm like, "Yeah, hi. Is such and such ready for school?" They're like, "Who are you?" I'm like, I'm James." So they're like, "Can you hold on a second?" Now, mind you, my friend's mom is the manager of this apartment complex that they're staying in at the time. So they lock all the gates because it's a gated complex. Locked all the gates. Called the police department. Hmm, this is not going to be good. So the police department show up. I didn't get put in a police car. Oh no, no, no. I got to ride in a paddy wagon. And yeah, that's fun. Especially since I've never been arrested in Fresno before, so you can imagine that kind of shitting yourself a little bit. So, anyways, I get taken down to police headquarters. At this point, I'm being interrogated. I'm handcuffed to a chair because they're afraid I'm going to try to walk out. The police detective who's asking me questions, and I know he did this on purpose. I don't care what anybody says. He did. He has his ankle pistol because a lot of times detectives carry an extra pistol, and this one police officer wore one around his ankle. Okay, and he said just right in the chair where obviously I can see the gun. So as to kind of give me a heads up that fuck up, we will shoot you. Uh, so I ended up getting arrested. I got charged. I went to trial. I ended up spending a month in juvenile hall. The first. Um, what else? I had a year's probation because this was my first offense. Or, you know, first offense in Fresno. So I'm doing my time. For the most part, I'm keeping out of trouble. Who the fuck am I kidding? No, I didn't. I'm not supposed to associate with people you get caught with. And what did I do? I stuck around them and started ditching with them, and still get in trouble with them. So me and this other guy, his name's James. Also, I'm not going to say his last name, but you know who you are, buddy. We get this brilliant idea. Brilliant. We're on house arrest. We should cut off our electronic ankle bracelets and go walking. We're gonna walk up. We're gonna walk up to North Washington. Out of California. We're teenagers. We're not very bright. Um, so we shoplift from one store because we stole some canned goods. They were enough to get us to the through 4 days. And we start walking from Fresno to Madera, which, if you're driving, it's not that far, but walking, it took us 4 days to do. We're out of supplies, so I stop off at a drugs. I think it's Long's Drugs or Save Mart, one of those places. I don't remember. And we don't have any money because we just don't. So I shoplift. I steal canned goods, deodorant, things I thought we would need. I get caught. Mm. Of course, I get booked into Madera County Juvenile Hall. Of course, they run my name through the system, and obviously, ding, 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 I'm gonna pop up because I violated my probation. Yay! Uh, so I get to make my own phone call because you do get one phone call when you get arrested. You know, I guess, I guess Madera County Sheriff Department made a phone call too. They called my probation officer. I called my grandmother. I thought, because I don't want to call my mom because she's obviously going to be pissed. And, well, we know what happens when my mom gets pissed at me. So I call my grandmother and my aunt. My aunt and uncle are living in the same complex that my mom is. Barely get, I barely get back to my apartment, place I'm living with my mom and my sisters. And who's there to greet us? That's right, the Fresno County Probation Department, because, they knew I was coming home. So, not even there 5 minutes. They take my shoelaces, because they're afraid I'm going to hang myself for some reason. Kind of did that already, but, figuratively speaking. So, I get put in handcuffs. And this is strike number 2. By the way, I have a total of 4 felonies on my record. So I do longer this time in juvenile hall. I get sent there for 2 months, 2 months, and it's kind of sad, but I like being in juvenile hall. I mean, being incarcerated sucks. It does, but I liked it because I got in trouble was because of my own stupidity. It wasn't because of my sisters or anything like that. So I liked it. That's sad to say, but it's true. I did like it. Anyways, now I'm on house. They finally let me out. I'm on house arrest again. And again, I decide, I finally complete my probation. Think we're, I'm finally on the right track. I'm just stop fucking up. Oh no, no. I fuck up again. How, you may ask? Well, I got the brilliant idea that I should break into an office building and steal computers because I like computers. Not very smart. So I broke this office building of the cable company at the time. So I go in through the window with my backpack. I steal a laptop. I come out the window. What I didn't know was breaking the window, because I guess they had some kind of sensor on the window, triggered the silent alarm. So as I'm coming out the window, there's like 5 cops there with their guns drawn on me. Yeah, that's one of those shit your pants moments. So they say freeze. I obviously freeze. I don't even move. I'm scared to breathe because I don't want to give these guys any reason to shoot me. So I get caught with this laptop I stole. I get caught. I get sent to juvenile hall yet again. On probation yet again. And I'm still getting in trouble. I'm doing stupid shit. I'm ditching school a lot. Vandalizing school property. Horrible shit. Stupid shit. Well, while I'm going to school, I steal a computer. I know. Kind of funny. It's the thing I get arrested for. I decide to do it again. So I stole a Macintosh Classic. Yeah, it's one of the all-in-one black and white Macs. You've seen them, I'm sure. So this is how I'm not. This isn't bragging, but this just shows you how much the school didn't pay attention. I pick up this computer, ballsy, I know. Walk out of the classroom with it. Walk out the front gate. Security sees me because in this time I bought a few computers that they're surplus, selling for, because they're obsolete and out of date. So they didn't think anything of it when they see me carrying this computer out the front gate. So weeks go by. I get pulled into the probation office because they can do that. When you're on probation, you basically don't have any rights. You have to comply with any officer's questioning, whether you think it's justified or not. It doesn't really matter. You have to abide and go by this. So I'm in there. Probation officer's asking questions. So James, VCR came up missing. take it? I went, no, I didn't take a VCR. I stole a computer, but not a VCR. Oh, yeah, you know what this means. Like, really? They didn't know it was missing. Like, where is it? Well, at the time, it was at my friend's house. Which could have got my friend in a lot of trouble because it's technically possession of stolen property. So he could have gotten in trouble, but he didn't. Of course, his father never let me see him again, which I'll come back to that later. Him a little bit later because he turned out to be a dickhead. Um, so, so now I'm in deep trouble. This is felony number 3 or 3 or 4. I think it's felony number 4. I've lost count at this point. But yeah, I'm very familiar with the juvenile justice system by this point because so I go to trial. My public defender, which public defenders don't work worth a shit. He told me, he goes, well, if you plead guilty, you know, we'll guarantee you won't get sent to boot camp. We'll get you sent to a nice group home. Which group home was kind of like the best option at the point. It was the nicest of any of the options I had. So I was like, yeah, group home, that'd be great. It would really be great. It didn't happen, but so I pled guilty. They sentenced me to a year. So I get sent to a program called CK Wakefield. I loved it. Met a lot of interesting people, a lot of good friends. Got my shit finally straightened out. I did do a few fuck ups. Never got into fights. I did mouth off to a couple of guards, which wasn't smart. Um, I remember I mouthed off to this one guard, and he's like big, like he was actually in the NFL. He was a lineman in the NFL for crying out loud, big. And I mean, this guy maybe weighed 350, and it wasn't fat; it was all muscle. And he let me know that's not smart to do. So I learned my lesson. I didn't smart off to him ever again. I never got in fights. I never really had enemies in there because I've been up front. And I've always said the same thing. Hey, you think if there's a reason you think you got to hit me, go ahead and hit me. My best bet to you would be just don't let me see you because hey, I'm gonna file charges. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm just here to do my time. You Very much. I was anti-religion back then. Priest would always ask me the same question: do you know who God is? I'm going, yeah, I know who God is. Do you know where God is? I'm like, yeah, I know where God is. He's in jail. Obviously, because what's one thing convicts and parolees say all the time? Oh yeah, I know. I found God. So what did that tell you? He's in jail. But I'm talking. Anyways, um, I end up getting out. Well, during the time I'm locked up, my grandmother came to visit me every, every Sunday. Mom, not so much, because quote she was waiting for the day I can get a furlough because you had that option with CK Wakefield program. I actually got one of those, and I got in trouble the next day because I had a hard time taking the piss test. Hey, you try taking a piss with somebody watching you pee for crying out loud. Tell me you would be fucking nervous too. Anyways, me and my grandmother have been talking, and I come to the realization, you know, if I go home to my mom, I'm gonna be back because I like being here better than I did living with my mom. So I talk to my grandmother and I go, look, I want to come live with you. And my grandmother's like, well, I don't have a problem with it. It's probation department and your mom says it's okay. Yeah, because she didn't want to do things to piss my mom off, obviously, because that's brought her. So my mom comes in. I'm not very good at tack sometimes. I really wasn't that day. So my mom comes in. I haven't seen her since that one furlough I got. And right out the gate, without thinking, without using any kind of tact at all, I go, I want to live with grandma. My mom was really good about the dramatics. Throws on this, starts crying, and she runs out. And my mom still says this to this very day. My grandmother stole me from her. So I'm doing everything right. I'm finally getting my shit together. Finally. And it's getting close to my release date. They actually gave me a release date. Meantime, I haven't heard from my mom. We haven't talked since then because she's still pissed at me. Um, so I'm chomping at the bit. My mom finally calls. Who the fuck do I gotta talk to sign you over to your fucking grandma? Exact words. So I'm like going, yeah, I get to live with grandma. So grandma comes and picks me up in the El Camino. Badass truck. Care anybody says. And I live with her. I'm on probation because I'm on house arrest. Doing everything I should. Going to school. Coming home. Doing everything good. Actually, because I was doing so good, I got off early. I think I had like 6 months left on my sentence, and I got off. I got off in 4 months instead of six. Meanwhile, there's tension between me and my mom. We're not really talking. I kind of hate her guts at this point. She doesn't. She didn't understand that. So I'm off probation, and one time me and my mom just kind of hashed it out. Kind of. She notices the tension that I have between us, and she's like, "What the hell?" So I told her, "I go look. You know, why did you why why did you do the things you did to me? Why did you treat me like shit?" She said she didn't. And then I love this one. And then she said she had to be harder on me. Oh, but why, you're asking? Because I have special problems. Now, according to my mom, and you asked her how taking care of us three kids was, she had to do it all by herself, and what she did. She didn't get assistance from the government or nothing like that. She worked, and I applaud her for that. But she says but the way she made me out to seem, you think I was. I'm going to use this term because it fits. Please don't think I'm phobic about people with mental retardation or anything like that. But my mom made me sound like I was retarded. So how do you keep your son from? How do you cure him of being retarded? You beat him, yeah, and then quote it being harder on you because you have social problems. So, you know, it's set right, but I was kind of shocked that she put it like that, as you can imagine. Uh, okay, okay, that's all right. So, um, so I'm living with my grandmother. I graduated high school. I finished on home studies, which was awesome, but I finished. Right? And me and my mom are talking. We don't see eye to eye on things, but I just kind of let it go because it's easier that way because you have as much luck as pulling teeth as getting her to admit that anything that she was anything but the world's greatest mom. So I think that's where we're gonna stop right now. So this is me saying, if you like some of the story, if you like some of what you heard now, um, let me know in the comments. Um, if you want more or to hear more, let me know that too. And I'll see you in the follow up. Thanks.